Everybody, thank you for joining me here on Let's Pop with Iwerton. It's your girl, the lovely Iwerton here today. Thank you for joining me live on TikTok here on the best radio station, the Black Hot Fire Network, where we talk about redefining Africans as we redefine ourselves. I hope you all had a beautiful, amazing weekend. You rested, you spent some time with friends and family, took care of yourself, had some self care with yourself, or whatever you have with your dog or cat, anything there. Remember to basically download our app on Google Store, guys. It's free and stream on www.blackhotfireagain.network.com to find amazing, amazing conversation, uplifting, empowering conversation in regards to everything here in the Nairobi, Kenya, Africa, and all over the world. Remember, as I always say, you are the change you need to see in the world. You matter. And today we're going to be talking about holistic health and the art of life, basically by an article that I was reading or basically doing a research by Dr. Africa. Super amazing conversation of holistic living. It basically includes the things that we are eating every day, everything that we're consuming. It's basically manifesting in regards to health or diseases. Remember, guys, on TikTok, thank you so much. Again, William Mutur. Well, hello, Black Hot Radio. Hello, how are you doing? And the guys are downloading our app. Remember, on the app, it's free on Google Store. Remember, if you go to our app, you'll find amazing healthy supplements on there on the store section. Click on it, and at the top will appear the the sports store. Sorry, and in BHFN Black Sports Store. It's been a weekend. I forgot about that. Click on the store section, and at the top will appear the BHFN Sports Store. Click on it. When you click on it, another page will appear with amazing healthy supplements to help you basically have a beautiful, amazing, healthy lifestyle, guys. Thank you so much, William, for liking and sharing the video. Super much appreciated. The guys on TikTok, remember you can share this live and invite more people to have a good conversation in regards to what you're talking about holistic living, holistic health. I believe sometimes we grow up in places where we have habit, or the habit has been eating different kind of foods, and I believe when you relearn and learn in regards to the kinds of food you should be eating, I believe we can be avoiding a lot of diseases that are basically in abundance right now, the likes of cancer, diabetes, arthritis, dementia, name them definitely. All this can be avoided by eating healthy every day. You make it a point to have a healthy diet every day. What are you drinking? What are you eating? The kind of breakfast you're having, fruits, vegetables, name them. We're going to talk about that in deeper roots today by the help of Dr. Africa. And before that, I want to share a very funny video that I saw before I start that. And I believe we've seen this video, most of us. It's kind of the guy. What's the name of the guy who basically was doing a podcast in regards to asking someone like, "Why are you gay?" It was a very funny video, and the person could not explain it.
We bring
Before
in
we
the
start
studio this morning.
with Let's Pop with Your Town Holistic Health, let's take a listen in regards to this video.
One of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr? Pepe Julian Onzima.
Okay.
In the studio this morning, one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr? Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay. You are a transgender.
What shows that I'm gay?
You are a transgender, and
Yes,
you're a
I am.
gay rights activist and an outspoken lesbian, homosexual. How can I describe you? Now,
How can I describe you? That was so funny. That got me, honestly. How can I describe you?
we're looking at the raging debate. You're a gay rights activist. Why should
Remember, guys, here in Africa, all of this transgender, whatever, it's not really openly accepted. So that's why this guy was really trying to go deeper into asking this transgender, like, how can I describe you? Like, why are you gay? And the way he's saying it is so funny, guys.
someone be gay? You're having a girlfriend.
Yes.
Do you perform the natural obligations?
I'm not sexually active right now.
So what are you
By
doing with this
choice.
lady?
By choice.
By choice.
What are you doing with this lady? He's like, I'm not uh, active right now.
I've just not. I've chosen not to engage.
Doesn't that make you gay?
How does that make him gay?
What do you mean? Doesn't that make me gay? I am male and attracted to a female.
So who is gay?
My goodness. That funny video really got me. Thank you guys for joining me live on TikTok and liking and sharing this video. Hope you're doing better. We're gonna go to straight to our topic here in regards to holistic health, and I'll give you guys a brief in regards to the main topic about this holistic by Dr. Africa. Before he starts, he basically gives or basically define everything to do with the holistic health and more about the alkaline foods and the lifestyle that we should definitely start having of eating healthy every day. It should be something you're thinking about like seriously because it definitely defines the lifespan of your existence. So there's some early evidence that eating a more alkaline food plan can help with weight loss, prevent kidney stones, keep bones and muscles strong, improve cardiovascular health and brain function, and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. I'm going to repeat that again in regards to the alkaline foods that we should eat and basically pushing for more of a healthy lifestyle, guys. Thank you so much, William Muchiro. I can see the comment there on TikTok. And the reason, or basically the reason why we should be eating a lot of alkaline foods is there's some early evidence, which is definitely true, that eating a more alkaline food plan can help with weight loss, prevent kidney stones. I've been doing every day. I've been talking about benefits of eating fruits, different kind of fruits. We saw the likes of avocados, pineapples, beetroots, bananas, um, cinnamon, adding cinnamon to your tea or whatever you're drinking. And this is so true. One thing that is common in all of them is weight loss and prevent diseases like cancer, diabetes, arthritis, and also dementia. So there's some early evidence that eating a more alkaline food plan can help with weight loss, prevent kidney stones, keep bones and muscles strong, improve cardiovascular health and brain function, and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. And that's why we should definitely push into having a healthy lifestyle. Basically avoiding the GMOs food, avoiding a lot of junk food, avoiding anything that is actually not healthy, literally. A lot of us drink sodas, which is not healthy at all, honestly, guys. Sodas, drinking sodas every day, anything that basically has added sugar, super not healthy. I believe if we push ourselves to having a better health lifestyle, it'll improve everything to do with us. The fact that people have back pains, people they forget easily. I believe if you stop eating a lot of trash and start eating healthy kind of food, push yourself. Every day eat like a fruit. Every day eat like vegetables. Make it a point. And I believe you'll see a difference in regards to everything maybe that you're suffering from in regards to diseases. I'm telling you guys. I'm gonna share a video of Dr. Africa basically giving a brief of deeper of why we should definitely crave or basically be disciplined to have a healthy lifestyle and eating a lot of vegetables right away here on the best radio station, the Black Hot Fire Network.
And I have to introduce her and let her smile at you. You haven't seen her in a very long time. Her name is Johari Cole, and I'm going to introduce her as Dr. Johari Cole, and that's because in a minute she's going to have a doctorate. And I know because she really is already qualified to hold one. It's just that she has not gone through the little, ritual of have the class, write the paper, tell the little people I know this stuff, and let the little people, put a little stamp on a little piece of paper. But I herein W Dr. Johari Cole, may you hereinafter be so addressed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And a welcome addition, too. I love it. And then I have Dr. Laila Africa. And we entitled the show African Holistic Health because that's what we want to talk about.
Oh, that's good.
And we want to talk about it not just because you wrote a book about it. How long ago did you first start writing on the subject of African holistic health?
Oh, it's been well over 20.
It's sad because even on the media, is a lot of junk food being pushed. Even if it's healthy food, we don't see that a lot. We see a lot of junk food, people eating a lot of the likes of everything that is not good, which is affecting us when you're growing up. And I believe when you're younger, if you're super much fortunate to grow in a household where they're eating healthy food every day, it's going to be good for you in the future. Because what you adopt when you're super young will basically contribute in regards to when your adult life. And I believe eating healthy, eating a lot of vegetables, eating a lot of the likes of pineapples, drinking a lot of water every day, like in the morning, in the afternoon, before you go to bed, hydrating. We're not taught this as much in some household. I'm super fortunate that I grew up in a household where my parents were basically eating healthy every day, and that's what I knew. The likes of ordering pizza, yes, but it was not like something I really want because your body, your system does not crave for such things. It craves more of what I believe when you are little and you grew up in whatever household, whatever you're eating more, that's what you're going to adopt when you're a bit older.
The years now.
20 years you've been writing on the same subject and enhancing it and updating it and delving deeper into it. And 20 years I have used this as my Bible, have recommended it to everybody I can see because I think everyone should have a copy of this book in their homes. And I'm sure it's available in libraries. I know they won't let me say that it's available at any particular bookstore, but there are bookstores in your neighborhood.
I can see Mr. Blackheart Fire. Thank you for joining us here on TikTok. Dennis Morngi, thank you so much for joining us here on Let's Swap with Iriton. The topic of the day is holistic health and the art of life in regards to having a healthy lifestyle.
That have this book. And if you don't find it in your bookstore, then give us a call. We'll tell you where it is. We'll also tell you where he is. Right now, he's in Chicago, but he's not a native of Chicago. And that's why I feel so lucky.
Oh, yes. South Carolina.
Okay. So, he knows a lot of stuff. He has the book called African Holistic Health. And then he also has another book.
So a lot of our African brothers and sisters are meeting with culture shock.
Mm-hmm.
And it just illed me when I read it. It was why won't they put them in places where other people of color are?
You didn't ask that question?
I sure did.
Because you
ask
know
that
the
question.
answer.
Yeah, I know. But I had to ask that anyway.
Okay.
And it just bewildered me, that they would put them in these very, very cold environments.
Mm-hmm.
Away from, just devoid of culture altogether, and force them to, sustain themselves on American diet. And a lot of them were getting sick because of the diet they're being,
That's the diet. I believe it's being pushed even in the States, the European countries, to just eat a lot of junk food. And I believe we were having this discussion with Keith, and in regards to the seedless grapes that are much more available in the States. It's so hard to find grapes with seed, which is not healthy at all. I believe you should definitely eat grapes with seed because it's healthy, it's growing from the ground. And the fact that I'm pushing a lot of junk food in the States, in the European countries, which is going to affect a lot of African Americans because they're supposed to have a lot of alkaline foods, because that basically helps us be more healthy, increases our lifespan.
Forced to eat.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the high carbohydrates here and a lot of the fast food, processed foods, which they had no clue of what a lot of it was. And so when you mentioned that, I was like, that's a perfect example, of us being devoid of, seeing our food being, void of culture.
Yeah.
And what we're being faced with.
That's
the
a
whole-
continuation, though, of the chattel slave experience. You think when we were brought here as chattel, do you think that they bothered to try to have us be united with one another and families? What they did always was to separate us.
Separate and divide, that's
They
it.
separated us before they put us on slave ships. They separated us when they put us on the auction block. And if by chance you formed any kind of alliance on a plantation, they would separate you again because they did not want to encourage unity and family and all those kinds of nurturing things that help.
The fact that a lot of African Americans are losing a lot of land, their land is being robbed, it's being grabbed from their hands. We can see also here in Africa, land is very important, right? And as I mentioned that was last week in regards to those that draft in the finance bill in regards to basically you will be owning the land, but the government will lease that land, which doesn't add up, because I believe the finance bill, if you are not able to pay the taxes, the government will grab your land and give them to the likes of the Europeans who are basically controlling our nation, right? And it means you don't have a home anymore. You don't have something that defines you. And the fact that from the land we can grow healthy, super healthy crops, that's the thing, literally. Because a lot of foods that we eat right now, you have to question everything that you're eating. Why should we have to question that? Because whatever is being pushed in the social media, a lot of processed food, a lot of food that is basically genetically modified, is to basically diminish Africans, because it's not in our nature to have such kind of diet.
People restore themselves.
Right.
So, Dr. Africa, what I liked so much about African holistic health was that you didn't confine yourself to just health. In other words, you just didn't go through and talk about disease and cures and that all of that without talking about how, in the first place, we came to have these problems, these plagues. You went back into European history when they went to Africa looking for medicine because they were sick in Europe. In Europe, they had all sorts of plagues. We know about some of them, the bubonic plague probably being the most famous. They had famines and plagues having to do with poor hygiene, bad nutrition, and a lot of other things. They went to Africa to look for herbs. This is part of the reason why we were uprooted from Africa, because there we were in the Garden of Eden.
That's what's up. I always say that Africa is the cradle of life, the Garden of Eden, where there's everything good. Everything good, guys. And that's why as Africans, we should basically be proud of where we are right now and understand what we carry, what we have. A lot of what is being showcased in the media, a lot of what is being discussed is us living our nation. That's not it. Because if we leave our nation, why are we going to other continents for greener pastures? I think, or I believe, the grass is greener where you water it. And the fact that you do not understand what you have, you are very wealthy, you have everything here to redefine Africa again. And that's why we should push for better leaders. We should push for better leaders who basically are for the people.
Yeah.
With all the things that they were looking for. And because they were ill-mannered and uncivil, they came in, and rather than barter and trade, they came in for conquest, to take away the land from the people, and therefore, be able to control everything, the people.
Take over the land. As I said earlier, your land is who you are. Literally, if someone takes away your land, you're like, you don't have an identity in a way, because obviously they've taken everything that defines who you are as an African, and that topic that I discussed last week in regards to African Americans' land being grabbed from them. It's a statement, guys, in regards to who you are. You're defined by whatever nature is, and the land that has a lot of land, 80%, 13 million acres of land has been grabbed away from the African Americans.
And the land.
Right.
Dr. Africa?
Well, they see. I don't want to belabor the point, but they had famines, and Europeans, the Caucasians, they had famines and ice ages and frozen land, and had a shortage of food. So they would go about stealing food from each other. They would go about snatching food, and that's where you get the word snack food from, because they're still identifying culture with food. They can't visualize food unless they have stolen it, so they still call it snack food, which means snatching food. But the thing that hits you when you go into
You hear that, guys? So the word snack came from actually the Europeans because they were grabbing and taking away foods and land from the Africans. So that's where the word snack came from, or snack definitely came from. It means to grab, to steal. Kami Sam, thank you so much for gifting us. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Deritu, for joining my live here. Remember, you can always share and invite more people to listening to this amazing, empowering conversation in regards to the alkaline foods and the healthy, holistic lifestyle.
this kind of looking at the body thing, which I had to do with the biology and the chemistry and all these languages that are tied to white supremacy. The terms we use kind of throws you into that culture, the mythology, the names of the muscles and things of that sort. Like we have the biceps and we have the triceps, and in medicine, seps mean head. And we have, I'll just give you one example. Say we have the small and large intestines, and they come together, and they have a little valve there so the food won't
Go
back up. And that valve is called the ileocecal valve, named after Ilios, who was Hercules' brother.
Okay.
You see? And Ilios killed the three-headed crab monster so Hercules could get through the swamp to meet his challenge. So we go through the ileocecal valve, Ilios, in the watery swamp of your small intestine, large intestines, killed the bicep, tricep, three-headed crab.
Isn't it fascinating? Because a lot of these words that we use, like snack, when I found out about that, it means to grab, and it's kind of like a name given to snacks, like food, right? And also the fact that he's talking about some words that are named parts of our body, and whatever intestine that he's talking about was named after somebody who basically killed somebody. And it's the word that we use every day.
That monster called Hydra,
All
who
right.
lived in the swamp, and Hydra means water.
Right.
You see? So we into this, he trapped the crab monster in the deltoid, trapezoid, trapped the crab monster in the deltoid swamp. So when you're studying biology and chemistry, you're just studying culture, but we don't see culture. We think it's some scientific term. So when I used to sit in those classrooms and get culture abrasion, I say, oh, wait a minute, I've heard this word before, ileos. I've heard this word before, biceps. I've heard obliquus before. And then I said, oh, I see what they're doing here. They're attaching that culture to the body so they can understand the body. So I said, this language.
Attaching the culture to the body so that we can understand the body. That's what's up.
Which the whole thing is cultural, like the seasoning that was done with the boys in Uganda, in America. They're seasoning them to castrate them, to send them back to us to poison us. So they're becoming agents of white supremacy. You see, it's the same process over and over again. But nonetheless, when we're eating, we don't really look at the food and say, look, this is a matter.
That is true. As I said earlier, you have to be really careful whatever you're eating. In regards to, are you eating healthy? Because a lot of diseases right now, it's because of everything that we're consuming. And we don't look at that nowadays. We just eat. Like, eating should be as crucial as the fact that you got your life. As the fact that you're scared, like walking out at night and it's dark. You should be really careful in asking yourself, does this food really matter to me? Is this, am I putting this in regards to, it should be a matter of life and death. That's what I'm trying to say. Because what are you consuming every day? What are you putting in your mouth and eating and chewing and swallowing? Definitely determines if you're going to live or die, honestly.
Out of life and death. We're attaching rituals and ceremonies to it, the songs and the dancing of us. So they're becoming agents of white supremacy. You see, it's the same process over and over again. But nonetheless, when we're eating, we don't really look at the food and say, look, this is a matter of life and death. we're attaching rituals and ceremonies.
Let's consume everything. We can consume chicken, KFCs, fried food with a lot of oil. Everything nowadays is plastic. You don't even check. You don't even question. We're just putting in everything. You're putting that into our mouth. Like literally, you're looking at it like this. You should be very careful what you're eating every day. You should be questioning what you're eating every day. Does not my body really deserve this today? Like, do I really have to eat this today? We don't ask ourselves such questions because food has now become as important in regards to questioning, like, is this healthy or not? We just have a very trashy lifestyle in regards to dieting.
On these two of the songs and the dancing, I make doo-doo, you know, those are rituals and ceremonies that they're attaching to the food. And they're also bringing this family thing where the whole family is there. So they're attaching family, fun, rituals, dancing, song. That's why children like commercials, because they're miniature rituals and ceremonies. So they attach all of this to the food, and that gets us into it. You see, it's still culture, but we don't see it as culture. But to understand things, you have to attach people to everything. People is behind chemistry. When I use I use a conductivity.
Remember, as he said, attaching culture into the body so they can understand who we are, and also the word chemistry. It's from the word Kemet, which definitely means the land of the black, that is Egypt. And they had to do that to basically understand who we are as melanated people.
Meter. I don't want to get too in this jargon I learned in school, but I measured electrolytes in food, how much energy this food has. And I have a machine, I pour the juice from carrots in it, or I pour urine in it, and measure how much energy is in this liquid. And so the machine tells me what's going on. It gives me a reading like.
Thank you, Ridafi, for gifting us. Really appreciate it. You can basically follow Blackout Fire Network on TikTok, and remember to basically download our app on Google Store. You'll find amazing healthy supplements on the store section, and at the tab will appear the BHFN Sports Store. In there, you'll find beautiful healthy supplements to help you with your healthy lifestyle.
You look at a scale, it gives me some numbers. I say, okay, this is how many electrolytes is in this water. How many electrolytes are minerals that carry electrical charge. I don't want to go too far.
You, Joker Mzale, for the gift. Really appreciate that.
So the machine looks scientific, but the machine has to be what we call calibrated. Someone has to decide what is an inch, what is 16 inches, 32 seconds. So how it's calibrated is based on the rituals and ceremonies of the Greeks and Romans. So we back to culture again. It's not a machine. It's European culture in another form. It's like you go into the African drum language, which this white boy stole it and called it the Morse code. They took that same pulsation and rhythm, and now they call it the telephone. They took the same pulsation and rhythm, and now they call it a computer. Which is nothing but an African drum. But if you don't attach people to the computer, you don't see it. So what I do is I go back and I attach people to everything, to food, when we look at a plate. The Europeans used to eat off this square thing, a little square piece of wood. So when you ate off that square piece of wood, you were eating really good. So they said that was a square meal.
Oh,
you know.
there you go.
So we came along, we said, no, we're talking about the sun god, Ra. So we came with a round plate, symbolize spirituality.
All right.
You see? So we looking at the knife was the first thing they had. And then the fork came. And the four prongs on the fork is what we call Isis, Osiris, and Nephthys. We're getting into a whole lot of mythology here. So the Europeans are the only culture that put a knife close to the plate. Of all cultures. Because they eat and they defend themselves with the knife.
Okay, in case you try to snatch.
In case you try to snatch the food.
Okay.
Snack food. So the whole thing is we have to say that I'm eating because I'm trying to bless my temple. Because eating is a form of worshiping. It's a form of communion with God.
Exactly.
And you don't want to do anything to hurt your holy temple. And that's what we have to.
You don't want to do anything to hurt your holy temple, guys. As I said earlier, be careful what you're eating. Food is really important in regards to what you're eating every day. I feel like guys should just be eating fruits every day. If you don't have that in your diet, or vegetables, start doing that today, because we've been talking about this on Let's Walk with Iwerton, holistic lifestyle, alkaline foods, and there are benefits in regards to weight loss. There are benefits in regards to Alkaline foods plan can help with weight loss, prevent kidney stones, keep bones and muscles strong, improve cardiovascular health and brain function, guys, and also reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes, the risk of getting cancer, and every disease. Thank you, General Mosquito. How are you doing? Holistic Irriton. That's what's up. Thank you for joining here on TikTok.
To go back and attach spirituality to things like we used to. Like even if we were doing something in the kitchen, you drop the fork, we say, "Oh Lord," we immediately attach spirituality to things. That's being African. It's not the language, it's not the clothes, it's attaching spirituality to things. So we have to go back and say, this is a body, but it's also spiritual. This is food, but it's made by God, and God's a spirit, and therefore this is spiritual. And then we start attaching our culture back to the food. That's why we used to pray and say grace, as we call it, because we were attaching spirituality to things. Right. But McDonald's doesn't show no prayers on those commercials. You notice that?
That is so true. I definitely believe that. And I believe, as I said earlier, in regards to a lot of big processed food being pushed everywhere, genetically modified organics being pushed everywhere. Why is that? Because our culture, our identity is being rigged away from us. Because if you have a lifestyle of eating junk food, not healthy food, you know what I'm talking about, you're going to pass that to your kids. Or basically, you're going to end up dying. It's a fact, guys, because they basically die from diabetes, lots of sugar, drinking a lot of sodas and everything, ice cream and chocolates and everything that is not healthy. And I'm saying a little bit, I'm not sure. I don't take or eat chocolates. I don't drink sodas. I don't eat ice cream. I can't remember the last time I had ice cream. I don't have anything like that. And I believe it's a lifestyle that has been shown to you since you were younger, and you're definitely going to pass that to your children, and it becomes a generational trend. It means we're going to lose our culture, we're going to lose our identity because we're eating food that is being pushed to us by the Europeans because that's what they know. But it's not healthy. They can sustain that with their system and everything like that. But within us, like African melanated people, we're gonna diminish, honestly, guys.
None of them do that. McDoodoo or the Burping King, none of those. They don't attach spirituality to things, and that's kind of like culturally castrating us again. Yeah. But we have to go back and start being African.
We cannot lose our culture, guys. We cannot lose our identity. That has happened here in Africa, losing or not understanding who we are. A lot of things being hidden from us. Everything we needed to know about our history was hidden from us, and we're relearning that right now, and also learning about health. We cannot lose our culture, understanding the kind of foods that we need to be eating. We cannot lose that because culture, identity defines who we are.
Which is attaching God to our behavior and how we eat. And we have to say prayers before we have sex, because sex is a spiritual activity. We have to attach God. If God isn't in the bedroom with us, then the devil's in there with us.
Well, you know what comes from that kind of union.
Thank you, Jeepa, for joining me here on YouTube. How are you doing? How's your weekend?
Oh, well, I'm not going to go to Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Dr. Africa, I know I first got indoctrinated to your term of McDoodoo. And a couple of years ago, and you were talking, and I said the McDoodoo scare. Now, and since then, my daughter, that's what she calls it every time she sees those golden arches. But anyway, the question I had was, as far as the fast food, do you believe that there's an addiction, a chemical addiction that...
I believe there's a chemical addiction to that food, or something they just put in the foods and the junk food. Like you want to eat that over and over and over and over again. Like you just want to eat whatever, like KFC, you're just kind of like craving for it. I believe they definitely put something to it to make you like want to have it every day. General Mosquito is saying, Irritan, is cassava any good? Because that's like one of the national dishes throughout Africa. Cassava is really amazing. I love cassava. There's also a snack that they make with cassava, like they fry it and become like a little bit like a powder, and it's so nice as a snack, right? But not really in Africa. But okay, I can see that because as so my mother, we always have cassava in the house, always. So I think it's kind of like a national dish in Africa because you find cassava everywhere. Like fried cassava is super nice, boiled one, amazing. You feel full and healthy. You just feel like, yes, I'm more African today.
That's being out connected, or that we have an affinity. People have an affinity toward these fast foods more so than any other process.
That's so true, guys. Fast food. Why is it when you start eating fast food, you'll never stop? You'll always be eating the fast food every time. Like, it's a crave that you cannot control. Okay, you can control it. Talk about you are the change you need to see in the world. You can control it, but is there a chemical substance that they add to this fast food? Like you just want to go over the store or at the whatever place you're buying the chips, and you want to eat that every time. Why? And the fact that we understand eating the likes of vegetables, kales, spinach, pumpkins today, talking about benefits of pumpkins, makes you more aligned on in regards to who you are. It gives you an alignment also with your spirituality. It gives you an alignment in regards to having a very stronger what do we call it, understanding mentality. Like you can grasp things, that's the word, you can grasp things very easily. You're so attentive in regards to information. Everything makes you more a lot more in tune with who you are, more in tune with everything that you're manifesting, more in tune with your spirituality. It makes you more active. But if you consume a lot of fast food, you've seen people eating a lot of fast food. You know, they're always tired. They're always sleeping. They're just not in the present. They're always complaining. Okay, not about complaining, but they're just in their own world. They are not in tune with who they are, with their identity. It affects and basically crumbles your Africanism. It messes with it. It messes with who you are. It messes with your destiny. I can sit here and was here saying, "Ew, John, I got a weight problem. I can't wait to eat." Okay, I laughed.
This foods or
Yeah, they're highly chemicalized. They have the oranges, the collard greens, the spinach, the potatoes have hormones in it to make them grow faster. They have sex hormones in it, so it also occurs with the sexual addiction. Then they have steroids in it, as well as in the meat and eggs and dairy products. All of them have sex hormones and steroids, so you get these 8 and 9-year girls with big breasts and menstruating in elementary school.
And boys with breasts.
That is so true. Like Dr. Africa is just giving it all.
And boys with breasts and having gender confusion problems, because that goes with the...
That is so true, guys. Have you seen guys who are like overweight and men, the male, and they're growing breasts and they're big, like the fact that he's saying it has chemicals in it, which he said something there.
Steroids and the sex hormones in the food, along with the chemical addiction of the sugar, which they put in everything. The sugar
in everything. Sugar in sodas. For me, I have a problem with sodas and people drinking sodas. Please don't drink sodas next to me. Like, no, just get away from me. Sodas, it's just not healthy. It's like I'm seeing you drinking your last breath of life. Honestly, sodas are not healthy. Too much sugar in it. Just too much sugar in it. Can you please just make a smoothie or just blend some bananas and some pineapples and add a little bitter to it and just drink healthy, natural sugar? General Mosquito is saying, that was my Robin Harris joke. I laughed, super nice. Now I have a joke to share with people. They literally put sugar in, yes, General Mosquito, everything. Even if it's anything that doesn't have to have sugar, there's sugar in it. And people like sugar. It's a trick.
is the king of all drugs. They put that in everything to disguise all flavors of the chemicals, because it at least kind of They don't want you to chew and spar up this gland called a parotid gland. They want you to just use these glands on your tongue. So you just get a little, you don't get the full flavor, but if you chew long enough.
I can say Jibber Jabber on the comments. Thank you for joining. Let's hope you return and you're saying not all organic food is created equal. Yes, is the soil organic? Thank you. The fertilizer. Are the seeds heirloom? How is it processed? That's true, etc. And he's also saying good topic. Cassava. Thank you so much, Jiba. Cassava is high in starch, like a potato. That is so true. Fast food is chemically altered to produce stimulating endorphins and soothing chemicals to produce serotonin. That is true. Pull up the Popeye's chicken and sandwich, please. I'm gonna pull up that right away. Let me pull that up. But it's so true in regards to what you've said, a good topic here. Not all organic food is created equal. Yes. Is the soil organic? Right. And that's why I believe the topic that I did, or the other show that I did in regards to a lot of African Americans' land has been grabbed off their hands. And we also saw the fact that a history in regard to the federal department was not giving them everything fair in regards to the fertilizer, water. The fact that someone has a large acre of land, they're giving them half of what the land needs or the crop needs, and basically the crops are going to die. So it was super unfair. It was so easy for the Europeans to basically have whatever they needed, and they're basically jeopardizing the African Americans in regards to what they needed to grow their crops. And what you've said in regards to is the soil organic, that is so true, which is not. The fertilizer, not. They're altering the fertilizers, even here in Kenya. Are the seeds heirloom? That's a good question. And how is it processed? We're not asking ourselves these questions nowadays in regards to everything that we're consuming. Jimmy Java says high fructose corn syrup is more prevalent than cane sugar and very dangerous. I definitely agree with you, Jiba. I believe we should be really careful, guys, in regards to what we're eating. You might just take it as just okay, it's a day to day. I've been alive. You never know what you're consuming every day. Is it affecting your brain, your heart, your liver? All these things are very dire, and it's everything got to do with everything that we're eating, guys. Watch your diet. Mostly as an African, please watch whatever you're eating. You cannot be eating a lot of junk food. You cannot even be eating junk food at all. You cannot be taking everything with added sugar. It's not good for you. Dangerous to health. That is so true, Jeeper. Super dangerous. And I feel like, as I said earlier, you should basically take this seriously. It's like a matter of death and life. Ask yourself questions in regards to everything you're eating every day you're going to the store. Ask yourself questions in regards to what the kind of lifestyle you need to have. They literally put sugar in everything. That's what General Mosquito said.
This gland will fire off, which also stimulates your thymus gland, which people associate with defending their body from AIDS. So if you're chewing, you're also improving your immunity. But the objective is for you to chew just a few times so you won't taste them off flavors from the chemicals. So they put sugar in there or salt.
Well, flavoring is an industry now. I'm reading in the book called Fast Food Nation. The whole idea is, you can, there is a petroleum-based, what is that, TVP?
TVP?
Yeah, that's right.
From petroleum.
That's right.
Yes. So that you can take almost anything, sawdust.
Yeah, they put sawdust
and give
in
it a flavor.
In Pringles. That's in Pringles. They put wood in Pringles. They also feed cattle with plastic straw. I mean, it's no limit to their limit because it's no what we call morality in theirs. There's no God centered.
But see, when you say attaching spirituality to the act of eating, the sacredness. The people are eating on the fly. They're eating on the run. They're driving down the street. They're talking on the phone. People don't dine anymore. They don't come and sit down and consume a meal slowly and deliberately with reverence that they are even able to do this.
So sorry, dear Mosquito, in regards to their blocking their comment. I want to share a video here before we continue and what Jibber Jabbar told me to check out Popeye's chicken sandwich craze, and it's just fascinating to watch this. It's just bad. It's just bad, guys. Look at that. Look at that. This is just acid, and you're killing yourself when you're eating this. This is not healthy. Like, people go for this. This is someone's lunch. This is someone's dinner every day. Look at that. This is just not it. This is not it. This is just, no. This is not good. It's not healthy. And if you're eating this every day, you gotta go for a checkup, guys. Just go for a checkup. Go for a checkup. I'm telling you, look at this. This is not good. I'm not even craving for this right now. This is what they're selling to us. This is what they're pushing everywhere. And it's basically decreasing your lifespan, guys. It's decreasing your lifespan of living. You have to check what you're eating. You have to be careful what you're eating, putting in your system. You have to be really careful. You hear someone saying, I have a headache. I don't know, my heart, my tummy, everything. What are you eating? What are you consuming? It has to do with whatever you're consuming. I'm telling you, for real. This is not it. It's just a lot. A lot. I'm going to continue with a video of Dr. Africa talking about holistic living, guys.
I mean, people say, well, since 9/11, I realize how transient life is. I realize, how blessed I am, and so forth and so on. Did you have to have 9/11 to know that there are people in the world?
General Mosquito is saying, let me look at that. Irritan, I was trying to say they use the sugars to hide the chemicals from your taste bud. Oh, they were blocking that. Yeah, that's true. They use the sugar to hide the chemicals from your taste bud. That is so true. And then Jiva Java is saying natural flavoring code word for is made from seaweed, hence the misleading term. That is so true. And also Jeeper is saying people were fighting over this sandwich. Really? It was a big stop in 2018 or so. Why? What does it have? It's the chemical they're adding sugar into it for you to go and have more and more and more of it. And Jeeper is saying big psycho, yes, General Mosquito is saying it's basically potions put together to manipulate the chemical balance of your body. They practicing magic. It's basically potions put together to manipulate. Yes, I definitely agree with that. It was like crack was in the sandwich. Really, Jiba? Oh my gosh. It looks really good to the eyes, When you really crave for that, I know you'll always be having that for lunch or for dinner. And I believe, as you said, people were really fighting over that sandwich. That was 2018. Wow. No, General Mosquito, you cannot say it. No, it doesn't look good. It looks like death. That is death. That is death in front of your eyes. So you cannot say it looks good at all. No, I disagree. Don't be eating that, General Mosquito.
Who are starving. Yeah. And you have more than enough to eat. And you don't even want to take time out to be thankful for the blessing of living indoors, eating food, having your body covered from the elements, just ordinary basic things that you have. You don't even want to you don't want to pause to notice all these blessings that ought to weigh you down. If you stop to count them, you ought to just.
General Mosquito, I'm gonna put that picture again when I'm finishing my show to show you what you should not be eating, and it's not healthy. You cannot be eating all these things and expect to have a long lifespan, expect to be healthy and active and be in tune with who you are, be in tune with your spirituality, be in tune in regards to how receptive you are to information and the things around you. It's killing all these senses that you have.
Be, my Lord, I have so many blessings, I don't know what to do. So why would you rush through a meal, especially if the nurturer in the household has taken the time to prepare it? That's right. And how is it that people look at the language again? You brought it up. Somebody says to you, I threw it on the grill. I threw it in the microwave. I grabbed a bag of chicken on my way in. I grabbed a bucket of
That is General Mosquito basically saying he grabbed a bucket of chicken every day. Yeah? And you're telling me put some picture of salad or something shitty. Oh my god, salad is General Mosquito. Look at the topic right now. It's holistic health, the art of life, right? And let me remind you what I said earlier in regards to eating a lot of alkaline foods. It's like there's some early evidence. It's basically very evident right now that eating a more alkaline food can help with weight loss, General Mosquito, prevent kidney stones, General Mosquito, keep bones and muscles strong, and improve your cardiovascular health. And the last thing, it helps with your brain function, talking about the fact that you're super receptive to information. The brain function also, I believe, in regards to how you receive and process information. And all the last thing, and reduce the risk of type 2 diseases like of cancer, arthritis, dementia. That's why you should not be eating that chicken, General Mosquito. Please stop.
the chicken. You know, how in the world, why would you want somebody to give you something to eat that they threw somewhere that they didn't even?
I believe Jeeber is on the right track with me. I believe he definitely follows a good, healthy lifestyle because it's basically giving me good pointers in regards to having a healthy lifestyle. But General Mosquito pushing me to like the chicken and the sandwiches and the sodas, you're gonna die.
Even care enough about it to prepare it. Right? You know, you want your food prepared because you want your body to receive something that has some value. You don't want angry people who are working for minimum wage, you know, back in the, in the kitchen, overworked, underpaid, and with an attitude. That, I think, will find its way into whatever that is that you're being served. And so the whole idea of having people prepare meals, of having families sit down together and dine, and therefore being able to assimilate that which is eaten because you're not wolfing it down. Your mind isn't someplace else, you know. We don't treat that as sacred. In my day, people...
Jivar is saying he's cared for 2 elders with dementia. It's not a fun disease. It's not fun. It's heartbreaking. It's very sad, guys. It's just sad and very sad, honestly. And that's why I believe if we start right now, you can always start over right now to have a good diet. You don't have to forget about your child. You don't forget about your husband or your wife. You can't even remember who they are. No, that's why you should definitely push yourself to have a healthy lifestyle. Eat a lot of alkaline foods. Eat a lot of vegetables. Drink lots of water, like every time. Every time. With water, there's no question to it. Just drink water, like every time. Drink lots of water. Tafadali. Eat healthy so you can have... General Mosquito is saying, eat healthy so you can have young wife like Dr. Africa. Oh my God, that's a good one.
You were demanded to be home at dinner time. Yeah. You had to come home and eat your dinner. Now, if you were older, you might be allowed to go back out. But you had to come home, and your father expected to see everybody at dinner time. You know, and if you started not showing up at dinner time, then everybody was going to be on your case. But now kids come and go pretty much as they will.
Thank you guys for joining me here live on TikTok. Remember, it's a Black Heart Network. We talk about redefining Africans and redefining ourselves. As you definitely go ahead and download our app on Google Store. It's free, and there you'll find amazing healthy supplements in our store section, the BHFM sports store. You're going to click on it, the tab will appear, and another page will come with we have beautiful, amazing, healthy supplements that are likely going to help you be rejuvenated. And basically, if you want to have a glowing skin, the guys are working out, Black General Mosquito, and everybody, these are very healthy, that's the word, supplements. Basically, the likes which basically increase your melanin to be more I can say in tune in regards to who you are. Thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube, X, YouTube. You can follow us on all the social medias to find amazing, uplifting, empowering conversation in regards to who you are.
They pretty much spend their time the way they want to. They can spend it with their video games. They can spend it in front of their television sets. They don't have to interact with their family members at all. And they don't have to take their meals at any particular times. Somebody can toss them one of those bars of something on their way out. You know, they put cereal and milk in a bar.
Yeah.
So somebody can throw you one across the room. You can grab it
and grab it and
and
snatch it.
keep on.
again.
Yeah, you can snatch it out of the air and keep right on moving.
Right. I know my daughter has. She had me feeling very guilty. I guess I have been guilty a couple of times. You know, being real busy and saying, "Oh yeah, you know, we're just gonna have popcorn for dinner." or if I'm out of town and it's her and her dad and they're running around and she'll look at me with this guilty face. Mom, I haven't had a real meal in a few days.
And she knows what a real meal is.
Real meal. I want something to eat, Mom. Not something frozen out of a box.
I'm not trying to say this in your defense, but I know that you are the world's greatest cook.
Oh,
I have used your catering services. I know. I mean, you are creative. And your food is nutritious. It is beautifully presented.
As I said earlier, as we were winding up here on Let's Swap with Iverton, today we're going to continue on Wednesday on the part 2 of holistic health. If we eat a lot of alkaline foods, mostly for the guys who are watching and listening, a lot of Africans and also African Americans, Africans, whatever you are, it basically helps us basically be in tune in regards to who we are. It makes us our reception to information, how we perceive information, how we understand who we are. We are more in tune with our spirituality, more aware. It makes us more creative, more in tune with who we are, with our destiny, in regards to also manifesting everything that we need to manifest here on earth to be the best version of ourselves. I can see General Mosquito saying, you said something really important. Yes, Jiba Jabba, it goes into detail about how they use the foods to manipulate Black people in America. And there's a question that the doctor asked here, and they asked, does this fast food have like a chemical in it that you basically want to have more and more and more, and basically are pushing this. The fact that a lot of African Americans are losing their land, 13 million acres of land has been lost from the African Americans, 80% in statistics in regards to the land they've lost, and there's nothing being given reparation. No one is talking about it. No one is pushing for it. They know this is our culture. This is basically who we are. And if we have more of these, we're going to coexist more and more. And the fact that they're pushing for this processed fast food, I believe right now where you are and you're eating all this, you're going to pass this to your kids. If you have kids, they're going to be eating this. And it's going to diminish our existence as African Americans. And that's the whole plan. So please add a fruit, vegetables into your diet today. Please. Like I'm begging you, literally. Please do that. We cannot lose our brothers and sisters because of what we're eating. Treat it as the matter of life and death, because it is. You cannot afford to have dementia in the future, diabetes, cancer. Please try and be healthy, eat healthy. And also the people around you, tell them to eat healthy. Your kids, let them eat those vegetables. Let them drink those smoothies by force. If it's by force, you have to do it. Yeah, that has been me here on Last Walk with Iritan. Thank you, Jibber Jabber, General Mosquito, Mr. Blackout Fire, for joining me here. So much appreciated. And the good pointers in regards to what Jibber Jabber has told us about this really got me. It was really important in regards to what they said. Also, what General Mosquito said, he said they're trying to say they use the sugars to hide the chemicals from your test bud. That is so true. And also Jiba Jabba said in regards to fast food is chemically altered to produce stimulating endorphins and soothing chemicals to produce serotonin. And also he said Not all organic food is created equal. That is so true. The fact that you can see more healthy food being um, pushed, or not really being pushed, like growing. I remember kids said like they're pushing a lot of seedless grapes, which is not healthy. How can a grape be seedless? GMO, right? Genetically modified. Not all organic food, see what Jeeper said, is created equal. It's the soil organic, the fertilizer, are the seeds heirloom. How is it processed? Even something which is the soil, the fertilizer, what they're putting into it. Question everything, guys, because you cannot afford to live this life right now if you not fulfill your destiny, right? In regards to that, thank you guys for joining me here on the Best Radio Station, the Black Hot Fire Network. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. It's always about redefining Africans as we redefine ourselves. Follow us on all the social media. You'll find amazing, empowering information in regards to who you are. You're amazing. You are the change you need to see in the world. Push yourself harder to basically eat some good healthy alkaline foods. Okay, I'm gonna share a short video which I started with. It was super funny in regards to why are you gay? How can I describe you?
The studio this morning, one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr. Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good
having
morning.
me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay. You are a transgender.
What shows that I'm gay?
You are a transgender, and
Yes,
you're
I
a
am.
gay rights activist and an outspoken lesbian, homosexual. How can I describe you? Now we're looking at the raging debate. You're a gay rights activist. Why should someone be gay? You're having a girlfriend.
Yes.
Do you perform the natural obligations?
I'm not sexually active right now.
So what are
By
you doing with
choice.
this lady?
By choice.
By choice.
I've just not. I've chosen not to engage.
Doesn't that make you gay?
What do you mean? Doesn't that make me gay? I am male and attracted to a female.
So who is gay?
I'm gay.
Oh my god, that was it. That was a very funny video that we laugh about is Sheila. Actually, thanks for Sheila. She hooked me up with this guy, and every time I'm bored, I just had to go and look at this guy and just laugh about it because they were saying, "How are you gay? How can I describe you?" Very funny. Yeah, that's Victor Lula. Yeah, yes, that's Victor Lula General Musker. Thank you guys. Take care. Have a beautiful and blissful afternoon. I'm gonna see you later on Rhythm Scoop. You're coming back with more conversation, Shimani, I, and Joby in regards to what happened, what's happening, and basically everything to do with that. Take care. Much love. Have a blast.
Greetings and salutations, Master Views, Andrew Robinson, all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Hot
Still trying to figure that out. I'm still processing that. I told Kate it's gonna take a month for me to basically accept that about Michelle Obama. You said Michelle Obama, and basically yes, General Mosquito, African version of Big Mike. Okay, let's start with this Big Mike because I'm still processing it. It's a lot for me to handle. It's just too much.